Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a sweet little lidded box. Did design it for something specific. Can't remember what I designed it for because I separated whatever was inside the sample from the sample. Can't remember, but it's a good size box. 2.5 by 2.5 by 1.5 inches or 6 by 6 by 4 centimetres. And it's very sweet. And this uses the new Farmers Market Designer Series paper. You'd never know it, would you? Because there's not a giant strawberry in sight. I like the paper. A bit more of the plain is, or the plain is going to do it for me more than the patterns. But I've always said if you like half the papers, go for it because you can just ignore the other half. So very sweet, Blackberry Bliss, and then the new in colour ribbon. Love it. I'm going to show you how to make it, of course. So you need 2 pieces of cardstock. First one for the base measures 5.5 by 5.5 inches, 14 by 14 centimetres. The top measures 4 9/16 of an inch by 4 9/16, or 11.4 by 11.3 centimetres. And so that is just a smidge over 4.5 inches, so a little over 11 inches. And that is so that the box lid slips over easily. Move those out of the way for a second. Grab my scoring tool. Very easy to do the score lines. For the base, just throw my scoring tool. At the base, you score at 1.5 inches on all 4 sides, which is 4 centimetres on all 4 sides. Okay, done. And then the lid, you score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides, which is 2.7 centimetres on all 4 sides. So there we go, scoring done, easy peasy. Okay, so let's fold and burnish these score lines. So you fold them all over, burnish them well. And these ones too. And then we're going to start cutting. So I did have my scissors, I'll put them back. Okay, so with the base, you cut straight up the straight rectangular edge and notch into the square outer corner on both sides. Okay, so you're left with that shape. So you can see I've notched out there and I've notched out there. So do that all the way round. And there will be an overlap very slightly. It's up to you whether you like that or not. Can you see it's overlapping? If you don't like it, you can chop off. Doesn't bother you, leave it there. This is Cherry Cobbler, I love it. And the base colour, base neutral colour that goes with this pack is very vanilla. I thought it was white actually when I looked in the catalogue, even though I know that all of the names of the coordinating colours are written there. I didn't look at that, I just looked at the pictures and I thought it was white, so I was quite pleased that it was vanilla. So, okay, exactly the same on the lid. So notch in. And keep coming around, and then I'm going to decorate the box lid before I put it together, just because it makes life easier. Okay. Right, so I have got, from the same pack, I've taken this paper, so this is the Cherry Cobbler Spotty. It's got black and vanilla sort of wibbly stripes on the other side, so, no actually, yeah, I'm going to stay with my original plans. And these pieces measure, the square on the top is 2 3/8 of an inch by 2 3/8 of an inch, which is, oh, there we go, 5 by 5, no it's not, it's 5.5 by 5.5, it took me a second to work out. Almost all stuck itself down. So 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 by, or 5.5 by 5.5 centimetres for the lid. These panels, they're 2 3/8 by 7/8 of an inch, which is, I can't remember in centimetres. It's going to be 5.5 by 2.5. There we go. I knew I'd get there. I haven't written it down. Typical. I write down so many measurements. I've got a very special week coming up next week for you, and I have worked a lot of projects ahead. And it's 6x6 week. It's coming. It's coming next week. Very excited. So there are 7 videos coming out to you next week. Yay! It's not often I do 7 videos in a week. So I've been working on all of those projects, and I've got lots of things written down. Okay. So I'm just using my fuse on these tabs and on the base, and it's just the outer corners. That's the only part you need to do. And then fold round, and you're lining this edge up with that crease there. I hope you can see that okay. One of the videos that came out last week, unfortunately, apparently it was very off camera in places. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't get a chance to proof it before. I filmed it before I went away on the incentive trip, and then I kind of just had to add my little captions and hope that it was all okay, and it wasn't, so I'm really sorry. The Yankee Candle box, the one that I'd created, that was designed as a display box, not one to burn candles in, just as a display box, and it was a bit off camera, so I'm so sorry about that. So this will slip nicely over the top, unless you get tangled. There we go. That's over the top. I haven't got a ribbon. The in colour ribbons is obviously just the in colours, so I'm going with the thick baker's twine, which I love. Love this stuff. I didn't use the previous colours particularly, but I'm using these all the time. So bit of Very Vanilla, bit of Jerry Cobbler. I'm going to do exactly the same as I've done, just tie a bow, or I tied a knot. We'll do a bow this time. I think that's quite sweet, actually. You know me, I never test a sample. Well, I do. I make the sample and then I never test what the colours are going to look like afterwards, so quite happy with that. A tiny little bit of stamping now, and I've used the Cottage Greetings stamp set. This is one that's designed to go with a kit that we have. But you know, it doesn't have to be just with a kit. You can use it with all sorts. So I'm going to stamp out my thanks first, which is this one here, and then I'm going to punch it before I use the little flowers on it, because I want to make sure they fit. And this is the extra large oval punch, so it does fit on. And I'm going to put a little flower, this little pairing, which is this little one here, underneath. Very sweet. And then this bigger one, I've got a slightly bigger gap, and that's this one above it. I'm going to fit that in there. Oh, that was perfect, wasn't it? I've got my sponge, just to sponge up the edges a little. And I did put pearls on the original one. I actually don't think this needs it. I'm just going to grab some dimensionals. New packet, or new sheet I should say. Yeah, I don't think it needs the pearls. A box done. What do you think? I'm really happy with it. I love the paper. I love it. I love these sorts of shades. There's a few others that are plain. I'm not really sure that I can go for all the other stuff that's here. I'm not sure that pears and those artichokes or something in there, they don't do it for me, but these plainer ones do, and I think they're lovely. So anyway, I hope you like my project, and I hope you like how I've showcased you the paper. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.